Survival horror is one of my favorite genres, mainly because it boasts a huge collection of amazing games. And games like Resident Evil, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, Last of Us Part 1 and Part 2, and the topic of today's video, The Evil Within. Now, The Evil Within was developed by Tango Gameworks in 2014, and it has become one of my favorite survival horror games of all time. The game opens up with us on a trip to Beacon Mental Hospital as we've gotten a report from a mass murder. And as we arrive, it's pretty clear that something has gone very wrong. And then we see this guy. I don't know what his name is, but he's here. And after some stealth, we set off an alarm and a chase occurs.
Open the door! Ow, 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 that hurt.
After barely escaping,
Oh, more reading. STEM system operation test begins.
After more stealth, a second chase occurs.
He's here! He's here! Move! Move! Run! Okay. Ah! Oh, he's coming! He's coming! Get in the door! Get in the door! Ah, he's coming! Oh, yes!
After we escape, the city starts falling apart, and then we fall into the forest. Then we meet our first enemy and our first firearm.
It's Connolly. Yeah, no, he's a zombie and a half. Okay. See me.
After a lot of stealth, like a lot of stealth, this whole chapter, this whole like hour of this game is just stealth, which is totally fun. But, you know, I can't really cover it too. We are chased and forced to jump the plank.
Oh no. Oh, he can't swim. Oh, I'm on fire. Oh no, I'm not.
Now is a good time to talk about the gameplay. It's a lot like Resident Evil in the fact where you have to save your ammo and do all of that stuff. You do have matches in the game which you can burn dead bodies, which if you think they're gonna come back to life, then that's useful. But if you blow their head up, then you most likely won't come back. Then they most likely won't come back to life. There's also 2 melee weapons that I've found so far: the axe and the torch. They're both insta-kills. The axe will instantly chop one's head off, and the torch will burn them. I guess with the torch makes kind of a lot of sense, you know. I guess you just, with the axe, you just activate your inner Christian Bale American Psycho mode and chop them up. The one bad part about the melee weapons is that they're a one-time use, so you pretty much just get a free kill on whatever enemy you want, except for the bosses. You don't just get an insta-kill any boss you want. Yeah,
that means there's... Okay. Oh, I was nervous.
We end up finding that the chainsaw guy who chased us earlier is, in fact, alive and is being trapped behind board. We also end up finding some grenades, which will be very useful later in the game. And then we find one of the best weapons in our arsenal, the shotgun. We also end up finding another weapon, the agony crossbow. Which the agony crossbow is allowed to, for one, you get a variety of bolts that goes from explosive bolts, frost bolts, flame bolts, incendiary exploding, all that. It's pretty much like a multi-use weapon. It's really good. Then to break the chain to proceed, we need to get a chainsaw. I'm pretty sure you know who we need to get it from.
I'm gonna equip the grenades.
The first boss of the game, this big fool with a chainsaw. He is pretty tanky and he does massive damage when you get close, but he is pretty slow and you can outrun him pretty fast, and also He has to stand still to use his chainsaw, so you can outrun him pretty easily.
Okay. Chainsaw Man. Oh. Explosive grenade.
We use the chainsaw to open the gate, and we proceed on to the
gone?
next chapter. The first thing we do in this chapter is shoot a big fat guy. He has more health than the normal guy, but still dies in 2 headshots because I've upgraded my pistol like a lot more than the shot. After a lot more stuff, we are introduced to a new enemy.
What?
That's right. The zombie is invisible. You heard me right. The zombie is invisible. I'm not gonna lie, when they use these guys earlier, they become BS. But right now, they're not bad. But later, they will become BS. Also, Ruvik appears and takes me away from the group that I'm with the doctor and the child, who are supposed to be taken care of right now, but I have not been talking about these guys. And now, it is time to fight. This room has a lot of equipment, and they're about to bring in waves of enemies at us. There's a lot of traps, so yeah. Here we go. Also, I'm getting stuck in this corner, and then they beat me up and I die, so yeah, that kind of sucks. But in the end, my second attempt goes pretty smoothly, and I end up making it through all the enemies and completing this section. On to the next one! Here we meet one of the scariest enemies in this game. Laura. She is absolutely terrifying. You can't do anything but run. She can come up through bodies. It's terrifying. There is nothing you can do here but run. There is absolutely nothing you can do.
What the hell? Bro, hell no. What the?
Now, this is what I'm talking about when I was saying that the invisible enemies later in the game get really annoying sometimes. This section alone just shows that these enemies can get really difficult. After a very frustrating section, that took me a while to say, and like 3 deaths, I used like all my ammo, and we made it. After lucking my way through a puzzle, like I literally just guessed every single answer and I won it. We find Joseph, who was with us in the beginning. He was one of our detective helpers and all that. We find him and we now find Detective Joseph Kidman. That is literally not her name. I am so sorry. All I can remember is Kidman. And she's in like some sort of saw trap, and we gotta save her, but not before a pretty frustrating horde fight.
Fine, bro. Oh wait. Oh no, I got a plan.
We need to move.
Fuck.
Took 5.
All the ammo. No, what? Boom.
We now meet Laura for a second time, but this time we are not running.
You're freaking me out. You're scaring me. Burn, baby. Do I just shoot her to death? What do I do? Come here. Come here, Fulio. Come on. Boom. Burn, baby. Burn. Oh, I see. Right there. Burn the body. Hey! Oh, she's fast! Oh! Run! There you are, Lara. Burn! Fool. Burn, Fulio. What now? Ooh, ammo. Where do I even go? On here? Burn the ass! Ah! You scared me so badly. Oh? Drop in. Yeah!
As we open up the grate, Laura burns below, and we don't see her again. Maybe. As we are teleported to this weird brain thing, this is pretty big signs that things will get a lot weirder.